Hello and welcome to Lofty Pursuits and Public Displays of Confection in Tallahassee, Florida. I'm Greg, and today I'm going to make some giant candy canes, rhinoceros-sized candy canes. Giant candy canes are somewhat difficult to make, but they all start like regular candy canes, by pouring hot sugar heated to about 310 degrees Fahrenheit onto our candy cooling table. The flavor was already in the sugar when we poured it on the table, and now we have to add color. And the color is going to be added with a food coloring that's in a water suspension. The liquid we poured on the table was just molten sugar. No water was left. And we don't want any water in the final candy. But the sugar is so hot, it takes the food coloring almost instantly to a boil. And by stirring it in, I can boil off all the water, leaving a nice candy that has very little moisture in it, so it won't become sticky. You see, we know our customers would be upset if they ended up with a sticky candy cane. And these customers that we're making these canes for, well, we really don't want to see them angry. The sugar is cooled off where it touched the bars on the bottom of the table, but the center is still liquid. We now have to distribute the sugar, cut it apart into colors, and by using gravity and dripping, even out the temperature so it's all a consistent temperature and texture. We're looking for the candy to eventually become the consistency of a clay or a silly putty. Large candy canes are easier to break. This is because they're so heavy. Sugar isn't the strongest material in the world, and just the leverage caused by the weight of the large candy cane makes it very easy to break. This always made me wonder about what that witch in the children's story was thinking about by making that gingerbread cottage. That little cottage will never hold. Since we're making traditional candy canes, we need two colors, red and white. The red that we made was pretty obvious. We added red food coloring. But the white shows up as amber when we first pour it, until we put it on the candy hook. And by folding it over again and again, we fold in millions and millions of tiny air bubbles. And each of these little air bubbles reflect light, and they reflect back the white light that's around it. It makes the candy turn white, and we don't even have to use food coloring to do it. I want to thank all of you out there watching for making this such a wonderful year. This is the 25th year of Lofty Pursuits, and we're celebrating with you. This has been a great year, and the fact that you watch our videos and buy our candy means so much to us. So Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and whatever else you celebrate, and have a good year yourself. We're looking forward to seeing you in the new year. If you'd like to try this candy for yourself, you can go to our website, www.pd.net. And if you're ever driving down I-10 past Tallahassee, Florida, drop on in. We're located right off the interstate, and we're open from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. And we don't make candy every day, but we make it often. Now we have to make the stripes. And we do this fairly simply. We sculpt them with a spatula and a pair of scissors. We divide the red sugar into 4 parts. You see, we're going to be doing a traditional candy cane. And a traditional red and white candy cane has 1 wide stripe and 3 thin stripes. And we separate it with bits of the white candy that we pulled on the hook. But we've saved some of the white candy to go in the center. We've only made half the stripes we need to make. We're going to stretch our stripes out, cut them in half, and end up with twice the number of stripes, a total of 16, 8 white and 8 red. Then we're going to wrap the stripes around the white core that we've already made, and we're going to start rolling it out. Normally now, we taper it down tremendously to make lots of little candy canes. This 20-pound batch would make over 200. But today, we're only going to make 2. A large one and a small one for our special customers. Well, I guess comparably small. The large one will be around 10 pounds and the small one will be about 7. So now we've got to get this giant candy cane to cool down, and that's a problem. And the problem is because of geometry. What? You thought there'd be no math today? Let's look at 3 sizes of candy canes. Most commercial candy canes are about a 1/4 inch in diameter. The candy canes I normally make are about 3/4 of an inch in diameter, and this candy cane is about 3 inches in diameter. For the candy to cool down, it's got to get the heat from the inside, the area in the candy, through the outside, the circumference, the outer edge of the candy. And the ratio between these two changes depending on how big the candy cane is in diameter. So if you have a really skinny candy cane, it's got a large surface area as compared to the inside area, and it cools down much faster, and this is why our commercial candy canes are so skinny. By my calculations, they have a 1:16 ratio between inside and outside. Now, if you take a look at our candy canes at 3/4 of an inch, we have about a 1:5.3 ratio. But my 3-inch candy cane, its ratio is 1:1.3. It doesn't want to get rid of the heat, and because of that, it's going to start cracking if you look at the outside edge. Parts of it will cool too fast, but the inside will still want to make the candy cane go flat. I don't really think our customers are going to mind a slightly flattened giant candy cane. And here's our customer. His name is Graham, he weighs 5,000 pounds, and he's a rhinoceros at the Wild Adventures theme park in Valdosta, Georgia. These candy canes are so fragile I made 3 sets of them to make sure that at least one set would make it there. And only one set did. And Graham here is enjoying a Spearmint one that I made in green for him. I never thought I'd meet a rhinoceros, let alone get to pet one. But he's actually very cute and cuddly. Apparently, Graham appreciated the treat I gave him and wanted to be scratched behind the ears. Oh, and if you're keeping track of things, this is also the place that Shirley the elephant lives, and I made another candy cane for her too. We have another video that covers her. Shirley and Graham live in the Wild Adventures theme park in Valdosta, Georgia, and Greg seems to live at Lofty Pursuits in Tallahassee, Florida. If you ever make it to Tallahassee, please drop by the store. We're open from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. most days, and we make candy a lot, but not all the time, and you might get to see us do it. On the other hand, you can always order our candy online on our website, www.pd.net. If you like this video, please subscribe to us here on YouTube and click that little alerts button so that you'll get notified when we make new ones. You can also see us do updates on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter all the time, and we'd love to see you in person. Thank you for watching. And not to leave out some other animal fans of ours, Olivia, a human fan of ours, shares some of our candy with Benny here, another happy customer.